Hey, hey, oi, 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 stop! Stop!
What's up, review crew? In honor of the Halloween holiday that is fastly approaching, I've been watching some scary movies, man. You know, I already did the review on Good Boy, but tonight I wanted to watch something a little more gruesome. We watched Bring Her Back, an A24 film. For anybody who knows me, they know I love A24 movies because they just take stuff over the top, and it's always such a good story, and this was no exception. So the movie starts with a visual of a cult. This cult has this white circle, people being hung inside, people like just getting mauled, essentially, and it takes us to the next step. And this very next step is something that involves these two children, one being a blind girl, one being her adoptive brother, or her stepbrother, excuse me, and he goes to pick her up from the bus stop, and she's being teased by these girls, and this is where we learn the phrase grapefruit. Grapefruit for these guys is their truth word. If they're like, how we'll be like, on God, or I swear to God, or on my mama. Grapefruit is what they say to ensure that they're telling the truth. And this is gonna play a major part in the movie. So they get adopted by this lady. This lady is very creepy, but she tells them that she had a daughter who passed away who was also blind. Red flag number one. Red flag number two is a little boy named Ollie, another boy that she adopted who she claims to be mute. This little boy has this little scar under his eye, which from, if you remember when I told you about the cult, all of them had little scars under their eyes. So it kind of, it kind of plays a little part. So with Ollie being mute, he is just kind of staring, scoping the scene, if you will. And she shows the boy to his room, the older boy to his room. While he's in there, he's texting his friend on Snapchat. He's basically like, hey, how's the new house? He's like, hey, look, this kid that's in here is a fucking weirdo. She goes through his phone, sees that, and she's like, oh, so we're all a bunch of weirdos, huh? He gets visibly upset. He apologizes, look, I don't like people going through my stuff. Understandable, right? All right, cool. So the reason why they're in this house in the first place is because their dad had some freak accident where he died in the shower. They come home, they're knocking on the door in the shower, and he's not answering, so they unlock it, go in, body there, dead on the floor. Okay, so takes us to where they live now. While they're there, she is showing them around the house, and they see an empty pool, and it's kind of like, why is the pool empty? What happened with your daughter? And she drowned is what happened. So in my eyes, I'm like, she probably just keeps the pool empty so something like that doesn't happen, especially with her having another blind daughter, right? Yeah, so essentially so. She's checking the forecast, and it looks like a bunch of rain is coming. She draws this white stripe on the pool, which I initially thought she's trying to level out the pool, see if the water goes past it. But why? So let's just fast forward it a little bit. We do get to a point where things are starting to go awry. When this goes awry, it is she's basically trying to turn the siblings against each other. While the daughter is in the room asleep, she sprays herself with cologne. She's blind. She walks in, she punches her, decks her right in the eye, right? She wakes up, she's screaming, she's crying, and we go to the next morning. The next morning, the son wakes up, and he noticed that he has wet the bed for the second night in a row. Except this time, it shows us that he is not wetting the bed. She's literally going into the bathroom, peeing in a jar, and pouring the jar on him to make it seem like he's going through something in his head, to kind of frame him for like him not being right in the head. I should mention that he also had a concussion from when he had experienced his father dying in the shower, he had been scared to take showers. So he went in there and he heard his dad's voice, like, you know, saying she's gonna die in the rain. She being the sister. So he opens the door frantically, sees his dad, and he freaks out, tries to run, slips, busts his head, ends up in the hospital, okay? So in this hospital, he freaks out, takes off the oxygen mask, and he's saying, I gotta get out of here, I gotta get out of here. The woman comes to visit him, asks, hey, what's going on? And he's like, I seen my dad when I was in the shower, and he said that she's gonna die in the rain. Please keep her in the house, something might happen. Against what he said, she takes her outside. And when she takes her outside and have a good time, they're playing in the rain, and it reminds her of her daughter. She puts her in her this fleece that she bought her daughter, and she's just like, you're just like her. So we go to this little shed house, and in the shed house, we see that the daughter is in there on ice. She's in there on ice, guys. She's dead, of course, but she's preserving the body. So we go into the house and we're watching a video. This video is showing how to sacrifice a person to have the soul of a dead person injected into them. So you have to have 3 bodies, okay? You have to have the dead body, you have to have the host body, and you have to have the person who inserts the dead body into the host. So her plan is to take the boy Oliver, or Ollie, have him, he's already demonically possessed. He's going to eat her daughter and then throw the daughter up into the new blind girl's mouth in order for her to consume the soul and become the new host of the dead body. It's fucked up, right? So during this, that white circle that I was talking about, if you pass that circle, it breaks the spell, like it breaks the casting of whatever demonic entity is entering that body. So at one point, Oliver, in that preview that I showed you, cuts himself. So he's trying to take him to the hospital. When he passes that line, he starts to spaz out, and that's when he knows something's not right. So he goes to the police precinct, and while he's at the police precinct, he sees that same little boy, his name is Connor Bird. In that same scene that I showed you, he told him to write down something since he couldn't talk. He wrote down the word bird. That was his name. That was his name. He was letting him know what his name was. He sees that, he's like, hey, that's the little boy that's at the house. You got to come with me. So the social worker goes with him. She fucking murders. She kills the social worker. And all hell breaks loose. She ends up killing the son as well by drowning him, because you have to die the same way that the dead body, the same way that died, the person who is being like injected with the soul, they have to die the same way. So at this point, she's like, you know what, forget the little girl, I'm just gonna put it in his body. But he ends up dying, and she can't do the spell right because Connor, or Ollie, he tries to attack her. He bites her arm off, like a big chunk of her flesh off, and at this point they pull up, and you know, everything, like, you can tell something's going on, and then that's when all the murders happen. And then the daughter, she realizes something's not right because she touches the boy's head and sees that he's bald, but she's been lying to him the whole time, saying that he had long, red, curly hair. Once she realizes that, she runs away, and while she tries to run away, Ollie attacks her. She kicks Ollie in the stomach, runs away, gets found by a family. And when she gets found by that family, they take her off into the distance, and the police come because they know about everything that happened, and they find Connor is alive. The demonic force has been broken, and yeah, that is Bring Her Back. If you guys have seen that movie, I gotta know, man, like, what did y'all think about it? That shit was crazy, right? Like, just imagine if that type of shit was real. Like, and I don't know, man, like, all that witchcraft stuff and the demonic stuff, I don't really touch. I watch the movies, though. I do watch the movies, but I don't touch that type of stuff because I just feel like when you get in that rabbit hole, it get a little too deep. And that's just not something that, it's not something we do. We don't leave that to the rest of these folks, but we ain't doing that. But yeah, man, bring her back. Definitely a solid horror movie, man. I give it like an 8 out of 10. Had a lot of purpose, had a nice plot. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. And just like every time else, we are going to leave this one in the review.